Thursday morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report. I'm Chris Olcorn with the lovely Colette Linden.
Oh, I'm lovely today.
Yes, and we will be with you for the next 30 minutes, courtesy of KC Security. Thank you very much for Dan and your sponsorship of both our morning and afternoon shows. So thank you very much, KC Securities, for that. We've got a great show for you coming up today. A couple interesting things. We're going to be talking about what's going on with Pride.
Yeah.
We're also going to be looking at... there's a couple fraudsters in Canada with regards to the
There's no fraudsters in Canada. We're excellent people in the north.
The CERB, Canadian Emergency
I told you yesterday.
Benefit.
What was this? Rewind the tape from yesterday. Yeah. Tape. It's not tape. Oh, wow. 1978, baby.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what's in that bill from the Liberals that they put forth, both penalties and then also going forward, who can qualify for CERB and how it's going to work going forward.
Is it still 300% payback?
Yeah, there's like a 300% interest, 6 months in jail. So you get a nice little holiday. So you can add on.
Crap, I need
So you get 4 months of CERB.
Yeah.
Which is like a little bit of holiday. And add on another 6 months in jail. It's almost a full year off work.
Yeah, just not sure I want to take those measures to
I mean, the food's not the greatest there, but...
I got it out right now. However, I do remember saying yesterday there is some fraud around CERB, and you're like... Allegedly, you gave me the politician's response, and I did commend you for that. I do think you'd be a great politician.
Oh,
so and your response is.
I'm pretty sure that's an insult.
Oh, I can't wait. Do we have a council conversation today?
I actually, if you go to my Instagram account, there's a saved highlight, and it says, "I could never be a politician because I'm too honest."
Ooh,
ouch.
Okay, from there we've got, how's your birthday party, MC?
Oh, yes.
MC Chris.
Part of our job is to get out in the community.
Happy birthday again. It was Lucas, right?
Yes,
happy birthday again to Mr. Lucas.
Birthday. So, that was my first public appearance. It was a 9-year-old's birthday party. Happy birthday, Lucas.
That's awesome.
Hope you had a good time. Enjoy your Rock Blocks gift card. Thank you very much for the pizza and cake. Nice. I'm available for birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, your kids leaving home, retirement parties. Since everything else is canceled.
Have you as backyard entertainment.
Yeah, I am. And so now I can do, as of tomorrow, I can do gatherings up to 10.
I have a great idea.
The parties are going to double in size.
They are. We can have a dunk tank.
Oh, you know how much money I could raise at the hospital?
Yeah. Well, all the employees of the hospital would dunk you, no problem.
I bet you I could raise $100K for the hospital in a couple days.
Oh my God, you throw Algoma Public Health in there.
Oh yeah, and the city. and the city. I mean, man.
What am I going to do with you? You're such a lovely person.
Yeah.
We don't want people thinking...
Or that pie throwing thing, too. That's even cheaper. You just put the whipped cream...
You would love that. You would be all over that.
Fun times, fun times.
Tim Hortons announced yesterday that they are putting out several more patios. What's the number?
Over 1,000
yeah, it's a lot.
Patios.
It's a lot. That's my reporting skills.
And that was debated, actually... on Monday night at City Council, they discussed how it's going to happen here locally. Because the provincial government said up to 25% of a parking lot can now be turned into a patio.
Well, the one at Great Northern here in Second Line, that's got a substantial amount of parking lot, but it's all drive-through around it. So how are they going to maneuver around that? Ooh, I wonder. And where are they getting the money? Are they providing money for this infrastructure change?
Well, it's not really an infrastructure change.
If you're adding to your cost.
It is, but you're taking your existing patio furniture and spreading it out more.
I apologize. I read it as though they are allowing them to build.
Oh, no. This is just like a short-term fix.
So they have to work with what they already have?
Pretty much, yes.
I apologize. I misunderstood.
I mean, they can go buy more picnic tables if they want, but part of the reason why it's going into the parking lot from the regular patio area is the social distance further.
That I'm on board with. I get that.
I mean, there'll be a cost, but they're not flipping 25% of their parking lot into a permanent patio.
Okay.
This is a 1-year thing.
Right.
So it's to get through this summer and fall, and then next year, assuming, I mean, obviously they'll have to review where we're at this point next spring.
Yeah.
But it's only a temporary thing. They can't.
Okay.
Because you need so many parking spots based on the size of the restaurant. So they can't turn them permanently into a patio because of other regulations.
We are on the same page now, buddy.
Yeah, kind of like when you run a bar, you're only allowed so many people per square foot. Same idea here, but they're changing it, and we're pushing more stuff to be on patios this summer than inside.
Yeah. So. Well, we do want to talk about it being a certain National Corn on the Cob Day today.
Yes, National Corn on the Cob Day.
Before we get to that, I see this beautiful vision in the corner over there. Danny, how's it going?
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh my gosh. Danny, how's it going?
It's going good. Sorry, I was waiting for the camera to pop over, and then I can just kind of look over at Chris and just give him a smirk. Good morning, everyone. Now for weather. For everyone could see last night, I hope you enjoyed that free car wash out there. We finally got our rainstorm. I mean, there's no thunder, but you definitely heard the rain come down, and at one point, I'm pretty sure it came down sideways. So the wind gusts have definitely picked up, and then today they're going to be about 30-kilometer winds. Currently for our weather, it's going to be 9, but it feels like 6 right now. There's going to be light rain this morning and a mix of sun and clouds into the afternoon, and then heading into the evening, it's going to be mainly sunny, but this afternoon it is going to pop up to about 14 degrees. Come Friday, it's going to be a mix of sun and clouds in the morning with 6 degrees, and that's going to go up to 14 again in the afternoon. In the evening, we can see a mix of sun and clouds, and then overnight, it's going to be partly cloudy and it's going to go down to 6. Heading over to Saturday, it's going to be mainly sunny with 8 in the morning, and the afternoon, it's going to spike up to around a high of 18, 17, and then come the evening, it's going to drop again, and that's going to be a mix of sun and clouds. So it is a little bit of cooler temperatures right now, but come next week, those temperatures are going to increase a little bit more. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Danny. Awesome stuff. So, corn on the cob, National Corn on the Cob Day. Now I'm going to have to go out and buy corn on the cob. My little guy
loves. The best corn on the cob is?
What?
You know, like when you go to like a fair and they like cook it in the husk and they do it on those barbecues.
No, I've never tried it. It freaks me out being so unhealthy. I couldn't try it. I know what everybody's thinking, get a life Colette, but I cannot try it. But yes, I've seen people eat it.
Corn? It's a vegetable.
It's dipped in butter and it's just.
Oh, well.
It's a vegetable.
You could ask them not to dip it in butter. I mean, like, it's. Yeah.
I know. It's just, I don't know. You know, I like greens. But anyway, we've got some more corn on the cob conversation and local news and stuff about the Premier and his nephew. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
Hey Mel, did you know that Algoma University has campuses in Brampton and Timmins?
Really? Did you know that if you're at Algoma University, you're only 14 minutes and 16 seconds away from Maitland Ford Lincoln?
Oh wow, closer than you think.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Welcome back. Today is Baby Friday, which is Thursday for Hamiltonians. We thank you to Casey Security for your sponsorship. I'm so privileged to sit next to my co-host Christopher Oldcorn and Colette Linden you have here today. So we've got some news. We've got some sports news coming up. Why don't we update everybody on the case of COVID-19 here in the Soo?
Yes, there's a case.
I knew you were going to take that approach. I knew it.
Yeah, so in the age of transparency, Algoma Public Health, they've given us a ton of information on this. They've called it Case 22, which I'm guessing it's because it's the 22nd case. I'm guessing. I haven't confirmed that yet.
You are not just a pretty face.
Exposure category unknown, status self-isolating, tested on June the 8th, and it's in the Sault Ste. Marie and area region. Algoma Public Health has taken our entire district and split it into 4 regions. So this one is somewhere in Sault Ste. Marie area. The last few cases, probably the last 10, have all been in the Sault Ste. Marie and area region. And they've mainly been community transmission, obviously. There was one that was travel, which was very confusing since travel was kind of difficult. And they said international travel. I think that was case 20. With no explanation as to where they traveled, even though previous travel cases we knew where they traveled from, but they decided...
International travel.
Yeah, I mean, Algoma Public Health is a very interesting organization. When they had less than 10 cases, they said, oh, we're not giving out more information because we have so few cases, but once we get more cases, we can give out more information. And every single time we get a new case, we get less and less info. And now it's just like, I don't even know why I say anything beyond there's a case in Algoma, new one, because, like, I'm not sure what they do there, honestly. Like, the communications department there, like, communicate. Like, we used to find out the gender and the like how
no,
old
you're
the
right.
person was.
You're right.
So it would be like a female in her 40s, and we don't even get that anymore. And we haven't had that now for probably 10 or 11 cases.
Okay.
So yeah, good on y'all, Algoma Public Health. Excellent communication strategies you guys use. I'm so impressed. Okay, moving on to the CERB. Okay, so Canadian Emergency Response Benefit was what the Liberals put in. It's $2,000 a month, tax-free for 4 months. Now, when they brought this out, they were not very strict in checking on whether or not you qualify. And
they just wanted to distribute funds, and they said we deal with it later. I believe was their actual words, right?
Exactly. And they said on the back end, then we'll go back and we'll go and review it all.
Okay.
So it's kind of like an honesty system. Very similar to your taxes. Like if you do, like for example, when you do your taxes,
and then they,
if you do a job and you get paid in cash, you're being honest if you're putting it onto your taxes. So it's an honesty-based system. CERB is the same way. It's also run through the CRA, so they're used to sort of an honesty-based system. Obviously, the money gets deposited into your bank account, comes from your employer, you get a T4 for it. That's easy for the government to track, but stuff you do for cash and checks and stuff like that isn't as easy for them to track. So it's a similar thing, honesty. Okay, so there was some confusion. There has been 190,000 repayments, which sounds like a lot. However, most of the payments that have been returned were because the person had applied for EI, which is through Service Canada, and the CERB was through the CRA.
Okay.
So there was confusion that they didn't say, okay, stop sending me my unemployment insurance and send me the CERB instead.
And again, everything happened so quickly,
it was so fast.
right?
And the other thing too was you could pause your unemployment, take CERB for 4 months, and then start your unemployment insurance again after that without losing those 4 months of unemployment. So there's been a little bit of confusion about that. The Conservative critic brought that up. However, the Conservative critic basically said Trudeau wasn't very good at communicating. I think if you go in front of a mic every single day,
that you can claim
that he's not communicating. He's doing the best he can. This is unprecedented times for anyone. And I think we're very lucky that we have Trudeau as our leader right now, because I think of all of the leaders of political parties in Canada, he is the only one that I actually have confidence in at the federal level to actually get us through this. I don't think that if Scheer was the Prime Minister right now, I think we would have some much more issues beyond that, because let's face it, the only thing Scheer can say is, Trudeau's a bad leader. Like, that's every tweet, every day. It's like, nice broken record. Didn't work in the election. It's not working now. You guys are tanking. There'd be a Liberal government, majority government, if there was an election today. So maybe Conservatives want to rethink their political strategy, because obviously this isn't working. You've tanked from the time of the election. You're still tanking. I mean, the NDP is going to be ahead of you soon. So you guys need a new leader, and you need to get Scheer off social media. Trump and Scheer.
I was just going to say that. I want to
have their phones taken away.
I got to talk about this social media. The White House press secretary.
But she's a beaut.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
But we'll get back to that.
We'll be right back in a minute.
Stop talking. We have a commercial to go to. We'll be right back.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Welcome back to our special report, morning edition. Thank you, Casey Security, for your sponsorship. Chris has caught his breath.
Yeah.
We've done some yoga meditation in those 2 minutes. We are ready to move on. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McKenna. Is it McKenna? Is that how we were going? McKenna?
Yep.
She defended President Donald Trump.
Of course she did.
Okay, we're going to replay this video we played yesterday. Again, this is the 75-year-old protester who was hospitalized after being shoved by police and falling. And exactly what was Trump's tweet again, Chris, if you want to remind everyone?
He basically called the 75-year-old peace activist a member of Antifa and basically took the side of the police in this.
Yes, he did.
And this was, by the way, after the police who pushed him down were actually charged.
Okay.
So they were already charged criminally for pushing this man down. He fell down, hit his head, bled his ear. He's still in the hospital now. This happened like on Saturday.
The crazy thing is they just kept walking by.
They just kept walking by. And actually, I just noticed in that commercial, one of the police officers was actually laughing. I don't know if you want to play that back, Mike, but one of the police officers in that was actually laughing.
From the DVC,
when he
or
fell
Buffalo,
down.
New York,
Yeah,
just to let everybody
this was in
know.
Buffalo, New York. Okay, so watch here. Okay, keep.
Oh,
see?
he grabs him, like, keep going.
Yeah, see the guy there? Okay, watch him. This guy's face, now his back is to you. He was laughing before he turned his back to the camera there. Nice job, police.
Well, that's
great job. Way to push down a 75-year-old peace activist.
Well, his press secretary took to the press, obviously, and said he was not making any judgments. She is very pretty. You're right. She is. Well, like, geez. Yeah. Okay. She's been on his election. His
she's been all over
communications manager.
Trump. Oh yeah, she was communications on his original election back in 2016.
She's not your typical press secretary.
No, she's a little better looking than the Huckabee.
I thought you said Craig. I thought you were talking about Craig Huckabee.
Not Huckabee.
I was like, that's
not Craig
our
Huckabee,
boss,
the station
dude.
manager here. Sarah Huckabee. Yes, sorry, I should have clarified. Sorry, Craig, I wasn't throwing you under the bus there. I was throwing someone else under the bus.
Okay, they're signing your pink slip is being signed right now. He was not making any judgments. He was not condoning violence, and he was not saying what happened in these cases to officers was right or wrong. But he's standing back and saying that they needed to question this before they took any police to court and destroy their lives. That was her comment yesterday. I know.
She's a peach, all right.
She certainly is.
She has done some interesting interviews over the last few years. She wrote a book as well, which was interesting. I didn't read the whole thing, but I did the free preview and read the beginning, and that was enough. It was.
Well,
if you want to have a fun read, just like download the ebook, read the first chapter, and you'll be like, man, this chick is crazy. She fits very well in the Trump White House.
I was just going to say that. Well, June is Pride Month, as everybody knows.
Yes.
Yesterday, I had the privilege to interview Kyle, who worked at Algoma Services, as well as Amanda, who is the owner of Strong Minds. Okay, so for Pride Month, what I just wanted to bring attention to everybody watching is there's plenty of events that are going on, and with the COVID-19 going on, they have not slowed down with their events at all. Obviously, everything is virtual right now. They've had virtual scavenger hunts. Now, when I interviewed them yesterday, we talked about Pride window decorating, and that is following up the Easter egg decorating that the community has been doing in support just to get the kids out and doing stuff, as well as the Canadian flags and the rocks. So another community project for the month of June is Pride window decorating. They're also saying that, you know what, get the kids out in there and do some rainbow chalk, so that's great. On June the 1st, they had an introduction video, but interestingly enough, the water tower inn lit up. I thought that was kind of cool in rainbow colors. June 8th, they had a mental health chat. They're doing a lot of very serious, very required
is that connected to Algoma Family Services?
It is. Yeah, it is. Now on June 17th, there's a Pride Let's Chat, and that's going to be hosted by Strong Minds, and that is going to develop. Talk about just keeping your mental health up with certain things, and they can go in. It's interactive two-way communication, so you have a question, they ask and answer. And on June 29th, they are honoring a man named Raymond Tavel. I did not know anything about Raymond Tavel until this interview. He was from Sault Ste. Marie. He was an activist, very strong in his beliefs. He moved out east. He was murdered, and they want to honor him at the end of June. Now, we will have their video coming up right after this commercial break.
See you in a sec.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
welcome back to Special Report. I'm Chris Olkhorn here with Colette Linden.
Hello.
And we're going to continue talking about Pride Month and also an interview that you did.
Yeah, it was a great interview. And again, just if you weren't here before the commercial break, I had the privilege to interview Kyle from Algoma Family Services and Amanda from Strong Minds. We are going to play a good couple minutes of this clip today as it's an important issue and we want to get it out to the community.
June is Pride Month, and we're happy to have Kyle Karalash, who is a registered psychotherapist at Algoma Family Services, and Amanda Lambert, who's the owner of Strong Minds and registered health and exercise practitioner here to honor Pride Month here in Sault Ste. Marie. Hi guys, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Okay, so most of these questions are going to throw it to Kyle, as you do work for Algoma Family Services, and you've got a lot of events planned for Pride Month. Let's start with some of the events here. So we've got virtual scavenger hunts, Pride window decorating, resources and information sharing from Dr. Stephanie. I'm wondering, Kyle, if you could take 15 seconds for each of those and just let everybody know more information about those events.
Yeah, of course. So the scavenger hunt is a cool thing to do, like in your home or in your yard. We gave it a theme of like family pride. So we're inviting people in the community to find different objects that represent each word. So for example, what represents family, what represents pride, love, identity, those sort of things.
Okay.
And if they're comfortable to send in photos once they're done, then we're doing a draw for a prize at the end of the month. So that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. And the Pride window decorating. I know we've had a lot of events circulating around the pandemic, just to keep the community together. We've had teddy bears in the windows, and we have Canadian flags in the windows. We had Easter eggs in the windows. Is that the same, along the same lines as having Pride window decorating as well throughout the community?
Yeah, so we really love the Easter egg hunt idea. So we're similar to that, like inviting people to paint their own images, put out some pride flags, rainbow chalk outside,
awesome.
However they want to represent.
That's amazing. And the resources and information sharing from Dr. Stephanie. Who is Dr. Stephanie, and how do they how do they share information and resources with this?
Yeah, so Dr. Stephanie Hayes is one of the psychologists that we work with at AFS.
Okay.
She's incredible. So she's been providing us research around like statistics, services in Sault Ste. Marie, different online resources. And we're posting that all to our Algoma Family Services Facebook page. So we created an event page for Family Pride.
Yes, I saw that. So if anybody's looking for information on Facebook.
Welcome back. I just wanted to thank them again. I don't know if we got a chance to get Amanda to speak, but Amanda Lambert is highlighted in the community too. She runs many fundraising events, and that video will be posted and uploaded to our On TV page and shared again for everyone who needs it. And please, if you need any help, go to the live chats those dates. Okay. What's going on? What happened yesterday at this press conference with the Premier? Because poor Ross Romano was alonio.
Yeah, so all of the cabinet ministers are being tested right now for COVID-19. Some have come back negative, for example, Stephen Lecce. Doug Ford's nephew, Michael Ford, who is the Etobicoke North councillor, tested positive for COVID-19. Ford has released a statement that he hasn't seen him in the last 2 weeks. However, they're all being tested until they are done being tested, and you won't see them at the conferences.
Who's going to be there today, though?
Today is Mary Lee Fullerton and Todd Smith, and we will have that at 1 p.m.
Oh, okay.
And we will see you at 1.
See you at 1, Sault Ste. Marie.
Have a great morning.